Me and him did a live stream. It's on YouTube where we kind of walk through that conversation and where you initially are going to buy it. And then the way that you pivot into listing, I think he does a brilliant job at it, which he's like, yeah, you know, it seems like you really want retail. So what I would suggest is if you have an agent that you know and trust, you should call them and tell them that you want to list the property. Now, what's also true, I happen to have a real estate license in the state of California. We did $80+ million in sales last year. I can help you if you are open to working in that capacity. It's a skilled conversation, but this is the part of like evolving, because look, it's not the fastest, not the quickest, not the strongest, not the prettiest, not the ones with the most Instagram followers. It's the ones that are the most adaptive to change.
You're going to be able to capture a lot more people that are interested when you lead with cash offers or when you lead as a buyer.
It's a better lead magnet.
It's a better lead magnet. So right off the bat, like if you think about it, one of them is asking you for money. One of them is saying, can I give you a bag of money? All right. Hey, can I buy your property? I'd like to give you a bag of money.
Which is going to be more appealing.
Yeah. Which sounds more appealing.
Logical.
Or, hey, do you mind if I middle your deal? Right. Which is almost kind of like, it's not what you're saying as a real estate agent, right? But what you're doing is like, hey, can I service you? Can I do this? Can I do that? It's a different topic. And the first thing that people say is like, people don't like to feel like they're being sold on something. And when you start talking about a service that you offer or something like that, they always feel like they're being sold. So it's like wall of defense goes up. But when you say, hey, wait, you're giving me money?
You're pivoting.
You got my attention.
I already did.
So anyways, we noticed right off the bat, the reason that we started doing a lot more on the wholesale side, well, number one is because I wanted to, we realized it was the same avatar. So we went to a wholesaling event to learn, like, what do they get? What do they know? And how's the market work?
Yeah, what are they doing?
And then
I taught Mike Ferry coaching too. Like, and I'm part of a mastermind called Collective Genius because I stopped learning. I was like, I started going to the events and I felt like I wasn't learning anymore. I started going to these wholesale events. And I'm like the young guy that doesn't know anything. I'm like, hey, how do you do this? Hey, how do you transition to this? How do you do this? And they're like, okay, just do it this way or do it that way. And I'm like, okay, and I'm learning again, you know?
So business is an infinite game. Finite games and infinite games are different. Finite games have a specific set of players, finite players. So not everybody in the stands can come and play soccer. There's only the people on the field. There's an agreed upon set of rules. No offsides, and there's a time limit. What is the purpose of a finite game? To win. If there's whoever has the most points on the board, that's the winner at the end of the game. Infinite games are different. They have no agreed upon rules. We're like, I'm number one. According to what? Gross? Net? How cool you are with your family afterwards? Like, what are we talking about? We don't even agree on the rules, right? But infinite games, there's no agreed upon rules, and there's known and unknown players. And the purpose of the game, and there's no time limit. And the purpose of the game is just to keep playing, provided that you have the will and the resources.
I love it.
Meaning time, energy, money, right? And it's to equip other players to play. So we play business like it's finite. It is not. It's infinite. People were playing this game before we started. They're going to be playing this game after we're done. If I want to play the game at a high level, I need to constantly and perpetually be willing to learn new things. So what's interesting, to your point, like you are using better tools, you're pivoting in strategies, and you're having a great experience as a result. Those who are utilizing strategies they were using 2 years ago, 3 years ago, are having a shitty experience.
It's true.
That's just like a fact. There's no way around that. That includes vehicles, right? I own part of a office. I sold it back in order to participate in this thing. I lost $42,000 doing that, capped twice in a calendar year. I changed my what? Mind. Now 24 months later, 326 agents. 2 years ago, my media accounts were my wife posting pictures of our children.
What's wrong with that?
It's not going to sell anything.
Just kidding.
And nobody's watching. Nobody cares.
I have a question. I'm glad my team left.
Yeah.
But now that I'm back in the game and I'm actually working and talking to people, I didn't think that I was gonna actually create a team. That was not the reason that I came back to work.
Yeah.
So now things are evolving. I have a lot of changes. I have a lot of local agents calling me because my thing in real estate was not to become real estate. My thing is wholesale flips. I took a huge loss. What is the easiest, fastest way to generate money?
Real estate, yeah.
Right? I had Samantha, and then I started, I put Alfonso and Ryan, and now I have a lot of other people calling,
Yeah.
wanting to come into my group. And the reason is because I'm training my people. Bring me the property, okay?
Yeah.
I'll give you an offer, cash offer. We'll,
Yeah.
JD will JD.
Makes sense.
But at the end of the day, whoever I talk to Faye, to Ricardo, you'll get the feedback because I could care less about this.
Yeah, yeah. So what's creating the friction for you?
The fact that I have a lot of people calling me now, and
Yeah.
I don't know how to be a leader. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to start. I don't know if I want to do it.
Yeah.
And every time I want to pass them to, I pass them to an Excel, to Carmen, or
When you say pass them to
I
just
don't
like,
know how to sell EXP.
okay.
Okay, I don't know. They're just calling me, and if they want to know more about the EXP, why should they leave? And I'm like,
Yeah.
but then I lose these agents. What am I doing wrong, or what should I be doing? I want to become a leader and a snitch.
One is procedurally, how do you go about attraction? That's one. The second is like, what's required of a leader? Because being in production and being a rainmaker has very specific things that it requires of me. It requires me to keep a schedule, be disciplined, prospect, lead, follow, go on appointments, like that sort of thing. Leaders build people one-to-one and one-to-many. Leaders speak all the time because they're disseminating the message, right? Leaders constructively work through conflict and help others do that. So it's a different set of requirements. I personally view media as part of my responsibility as leadership because as I get more attention, I make it easier for everybody to attract. Because they're like, yeah, my senior partner, like, oh yeah, I watch them all the time. Like that, the influence is much more. It's powerful. And then if you get them on a call with me, it's easy to convert, right? You could easily start to utilize media as a mechanism to teach everybody what you're doing. And then procedurally, yeah, get them on a third-party call and, let us do the heavy lifting. And then for the people that you bring in, you could do a call with them like one to many, like once a week about like investing or whatever. So I think it's just conceptually like how you're just thinking about it. So like I do a call once a week, a group call. I do 2 masterminds once a week. And that's me pouring into the 326. And then people watch me all the time on media. You also have to get sold on the rev share thing. So I'm going to say something to you guys, and I don't mean it egotistical. I spent 17 years selling 2,000 homes, did 100 deals a year, 10 years in a row, did 200 deals a year twice to get enough money, a couple $1 million, to invest in institutional grade real estate, like syndications, that pays me $10,000 a month residual. Rev share last month was $22,000.
And it grows exponentially?
And it grows exponentially. With how much money?
I've noticed that whenever they are trying to tell me a reason I want not to, I'm like, okay, cool, bye.
Yeah.
I'm not, you understand? I'm
Yeah.
not really doing a good job
I understand.
on saying, hey, let me guide you, let me show you. And so I'm thinking, okay, do I really want to do this? And it's kind of cool because I talked to Carmen and Excel, and they're like, you're having people call you, and these are like
It's amazing.
really good.
That's actually what everybody wants. Like part of it is A, it's being sold on the opportunity, I think truly. And then I think B, it's also like, if you're serious about learning how to do it, I do a call once a week on attraction on Mondays at 12 Eastern that you can, if you're available, you can call into. I could also record it and send it to you. There's a book called Building an Empire. I am following that blueprint. The guy Carruthers, he built a downline essentially with 500,000 people in it in prepaid legal. He gives you, here's how he did it. Through events and media. Back in the day, you used to have to buy DVDs and mail it to people. You don't have to do that now. You just shoot YouTube videos. You mean to tell me if you didn't shoot videos teaching people how you do what you do or explaining a deal and breaking down a deal and all that other stuff, you wouldn't have people reaching out to you on a regular basis all the time in droves, even more than what they're doing now. And then the mechanism is when they reach out to you, what's with the CXP thing? Glad you asked. I'm curious. Have you been thinking about it? What about the models interesting to you? Have you ever studied it? I mean, really studied it. Because people are like, yeah, I know what it is. It's a fucking scam. I'm like, okay. Have you really studied it? And they're usually gonna be like, no. If I could get you on a third party call with one of my senior partners, Eliseo, Aaron, whoever, and they can take maybe 25 minutes of your time to explain the model to you, see if it makes sense for you and your family and your business.
That's why I use them.
Would that be helpful to you? And if they say yes, but then also like, do you have what we're doing on our website, Jose? I didn't tell you. We're gonna have a page that'll have like leaders in the organization that do third party calls with their calendars. So instead of having do you have Aaron's Calendly link? Do you have Jose's Calendly link? Whatever. It'll be one page. You want to have a call with Jose? Boop, click on it. His Calendly pops up, shows you the times available. He's been a little resistant on kind of doing that because it leaves his schedule open for listing appointments. But it's like, that's the way. So do you see? That's procedurally how it's done. And then you let them plug into the ecosystem, and whatever you want to contribute to the ecosystem, you can. If you want to do a call one to many to them, teaching them investing, fine.
I tried, and it's very difficult. I say this respectfully.
Yeah.
A lot of agents don't know what the hell.
I know. Well, how do you think I feel on a call with like 80 agents? How do you think I feel when they want to argue with me about shit? I'm like, okay, I guess so. But that's part of leadership. Yeah, here's leadership. You ready? You bring 100 people into something. 90 of them won't do shit. 9 of them will do something. 1 of them will be a warrior. That'll blow it up because they're a leader. Yeah. What is the best tool or vehicle to generate leads? How many people think it's proactive and aggressive outbound prospecting? Picking up the phone, knocking on doors. How many people? Show of hands.